Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy, Big Blue Dream 97 here to talk to you about My Hero Academia. Manga chapter 268, titled Scramble. Now, why am I being very motionless like this with my hands? Well, it's because today I'm recording this video on my phone as always, but instead of using the front-facing camera, I'm using the back-facing camera. So you get better angles of me. But yeah, with that little formality out of the way, let's get right into the chapter. By the way, like, comment, subscribe. I would really enjoy it if y'all were to like, comment, subscribe on this video and continue watching it after this point. But with that little formality out the way, let's get started. We actually start off the chapter with a flashback to Endeavor, seeing what he was doing right before he saved Midako from that Nomu, where he's basically going down the hallway that Midako was in, and we know that this is the same hallway because Crust is there as well, but we also see basically the dead bodies of the Nomu that Midako kills, and we see Endeavor, and he's like looking down the little hallway, and he sees that Crust is having this hard time with this Nomu. He's just saying out loud, "What's taking you so long, Crust? You're supposed to be like the number 6 hero. What's taking you so long?" And Crust basically is like, "Yo, I'm having a hard time with this dude. His regeneration is tough. Why don't you understand? Haven't you fought one with his regeneration?" He doesn't say that, but like, I just imagine he's thinking that, and I just imagine that Endeavor's also thinking, it's like, actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Like that one Nomu hood was like a pain in the ass. Man, like, I wish like there was a way that we can like deactivate this guy's quirk without me like having to like blow him to Sminder. Wow, that's a weird way to say smithereens, but yeah, blow him to smithereens. Wait, don't we have something like that? So yeah, we eventually see Eraserhead come in and like erase the dude's quirk, or should I say erase the Nomu's quirk, and the Nomu is like, wait, what's going on? And as soon as like he has a question, that's when Endeavor sends him flying with his flames, and we get a double page spread of Eraserhead, Present Mike, and Crust fighting off the Nomu. Crust is fighting off like the bigger, like heavy set Nomu, while Present Mike and Eraserhead are fighting off the female Nomu. And while they're doing this, this is around the time that Endeavor goes to stop the Nomu that I'm going to call the bony Nomu, because apparently he had a layer of bone that like prevented Endeavor from like knocking him out cold the first hit, which is very important to later on in this chapter. And even within that moment is because he didn't take him out in the first time, he was able to like get his tentacles closer to Midako, but because Eraserhead is there, he's able to erase their quirks. But he and that's why he tells Endeavor during that page and panel, is like, yo, finish him off quickly, because Eraserhead realizes, I was able to erase these two Nomu's quirks, but because the other dude is farther away and it's like kind of out of my eyesight, there was a delay. And luckily enough, he was able to like stop the quirk just in case, or not just in case, just in time. So because of that, Midako actually goes in for the kill and like goes hard on that tank that Shigaraki Tomura is in. And we actually get her inner thoughts about it. And it's very disturbing. Not the fact that like she's thinking dark thoughts, but what those thoughts imply. Because we know that Midako, she's like, she wasn't afraid of the Nomu. She wasn't afraid to die, but she looks at Shigaraki Tomura in this little like canister, this tube, and she's just thinking, I have to kill him fast. And it's like she has like bunny senses, and if you know about bunnies, they're prey, and they have this kind of sense to like know when a danger is afoot, and they will run immediately. But because Midako is a fighter, she'll try to like fight it, but she's looking at Shigaraki in this little test tube looking thing, and she's like, I have to kill him. Like, as soon as I came in here, I felt something. My body felt like shivers, and I felt like I have to kill him before he wakes up. I have to destroy Shigaraki now. And it seemed like she's terrified, and I'm like, Miruko's terrified right now, and Shigaraki isn't even awake. What's gonna happen when he wakes up? And then we just see a panel of Shigaraki in the tube, eyes closed, and is like smiling, because it's like he knows that when he gets out of there, people are gonna die. And so she goes in for like the hit and like breaks like part of the tube, but but then all of a sudden we cut back over to like the female Nomu fighting off the heroes, and she's thinking to herself, and this is also terrifying because she's having like logical thought going through herself, even though she's supposed to be a corpse, and she's just like analyzing all the heroes. She's like, President Mike, you have a voice quirk. Chris has a shield quirk. These other two like random heroes, one of them has a laser, one of them has augmented strength. Saber, she's looking at them and is like, so it has to be you that is like not allowing my quirk to work. And she's like thinking of Eraserhead, and she's like, so how is he doing it? He didn't touch me, but my quirk isn't working. He's blocking his eyes. So maybe it has something to do with his eyes. Does it have a time limit? Or maybe, and within like, and it's apparently moments that she comes up with like his weakness, and then she moves out the way. And while she's doing that, the other heroes are attacking her. The laser dude cuts off her arm, and Eraserhead's just looking like, wait, did she discover my weakness? And then as soon as she gets out of his line of sight, she's like, oh, I'm feeling better. This feels so good. And let me just say this. There are many kinks and different like fetishes in the world. Some people like boobs. Some people like butts. Some people like thighs. To those who love thighs, this is a very good chapter for you because this female's Nomu's, her thighs and her calves grow huge. And I know it's her calves and not her butt because we can also see her butt as well. Hirikoshi knows someone has a fetish. That's why he drew her this way. But when he drew her with these big thighs and calves, he did it for a reason. Because they blow up, they spew acid, and they cover everything. So yes, her thighs blow up, and it's actually a combination of two quirks, liquidation and liquefaction and rupture. And so it's implied that it's probably acid, or it could just be like normal water, but it doesn't really matter because the effect is still the same. Shield or Crust uses his shields to block the explosion, but she hits Endeavor, she hits Eraserhead, and because she distracted Eraserhead, he was no longer able to nullify the Bone Nomu's quirks, so he was able to extend his bony appendages to Miracle, grab her, and try to pull her back. But luckily enough, she had enough time to do even more damage to the tank, to the point where like Shigaraki is at 79% as the computer explodes. And I think to myself, wait 1 second, 79%? Wasn't he like 84 a few chapters ago? And there was also another panel where he was like 74%. And I was just thinking to myself while reading, I'm like, that's weird. Why? Oh, because I read the scanlations as well. And the scanlations were off when it came to the percentages. And I'm like, fine. Which is why I normally read the official scans and do my reviews on Sundays now, because of pertinent information like that, which could significantly change the thought process and how the story moves on. But yeah, she does crack the glass more. She gets pulled back, actually with enough force to like throw Endeavor back, because the bony dude throws her into Endeavor. Endeavor catches her as a hero would to save her, hits the wall, and then she starts spreading out like, hey, the old man is back there, as Endeavor trying to say, are you okay, Miracle? Basically, she's like, I don't care about me. That old fart is back there with Shigaraki. We have to stop them. And the last page of this chapter shows President Mike and Eraserhead remembering their friend Obura Shirakuma, and how, you know, he was turned into a Nomu, and Kurogiri, and they're mad. They're pissed. And they're about to like, they're probably going for blood for both the doctor and for Shigaraki. And so yeah, that's how the chapter ends. And all I can really say is, this was a really good chapter. It wasn't what I thought. It was kind of what I thought that this chapter was going to be. I was hoping that we were going to get the reveal of who Dabi was in this chapter, because we got its reveal in the previous chapter, or at least Hawks knows who Dabi is. So I thought we would get a continuation of this, but I also thought that we may also get a little bit of information about like what they're doing against the Doctor in the high-end no moves. We do have like a lot more heroes going against the high-end, so it's not just Miracle, which we saw that Miracle on her own was able to take out one of the high-ends, but that was before they were fully woken up. And now we have multiple heroes, so it's very likely that they can take out another Nomu, but it's very unlikely, especially with what we saw in this chapter of how the Nomus are learning and how like they're thinking logically, so it may be even harder for them to take them out. And then we also have like the reveal of how Shigaraki is like at 79% now, and how if he wakes up, we know for a fact that he's gonna kill a lot of people. And the fact that Miracle, the one who went in headstrong, not afraid of dying, is afraid of Shigaraki Tomura, that just shows like possibly how dangerous he will be if he wakes up, which is why they're on a time crunch now, and why she says, yo, you have to like kill him, make sure he doesn't wake up. Like, she says not to wake up, but she basically means kill him dead, because that's what she tried to do. That's because she's the one and she knows how dangerous it is. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened here. We also get a little bit of information about how the Nomus are becoming more intelligent, but real question is, what's going to happen next chapter? I think, like I said, I've been saying this for a while, probably what's going to happen is we're probably going to get a little bit more continuation on this storyline of how they're going to go after Shigaraki, especially Night Eye and Preston Night, because we know that they have history with the Doctor through the fact that he altered their friend's corpse into a Nomu. So chances are high enough Preston Night may kill the Doctor, and Eraserhead may try to stop them, but then because President Mike has a voice, he may break the canister that Shigaraki is, and he may wake up, and it could be due to anger. So that's something that we can see with that aspect. And then we could also cut over to the Tokoyami versus Dabi fight and Hawks. We could cut over to that. And I really want to see what Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto are doing when they're rescuing the people, because we haven't seen them in like multiple chapters. Like, I understand that Deku is the main character, but we haven't seen him in like probably 15 chapters. So I would really like to see like what they are doing and how they're contributing up to the fight. So yeah, with that out of the way, hopefully you enjoyed this review. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of the last reviews for a while because of the break and all of this crazy stuff that's going on. But I will review the next chapter of My Hero when it comes out, which it should be in another 2 weeks. So hopefully by then I may have another video out for y'all. But hopefully y'all like this video. Hopefully you like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you guys in the next video. See you later.